Hi, welcome back. This is part B. We are solving questions in exercise 6F. And now we are going to solve three more questions, question 12 and 14 and 16 in this video. So in question 12, a group of students is on a sightseeing tour. The total fare is $120 and this is to be shared equally among the students. If two more students join the tour, each will pay $2 less. Find the original number of students in the group. All right, so a group of students is, so how many people are on a tour? We don't know. Let's say this is M. The total fare is $120. Let's say each person pays X dollars. At the time, the total fare, right? The total fare will be the number of students, and each student pays X dollars, and the total fare is $120. Okay, and in the second part of the problem, it says that if two more students join the tour. So here now, the number of students is increased by 2. So here we have 2 more students are joining the tour. It says that now each will pay $2 less because the total amount does not change, right? Because actually the total fare is equally shared among the people. So if we have more people, then each person should pay less. Actually, this cost, right, and the number of students, they are inversely proportional to each other. So if we have more students, then each student pays less. By how much? By $2. That is X minus 2. And still the total cost is $120. So find the original number of students in the group. So the question is, what is N? Okay. As you see here, we have two equations and we have two variables, and by using substitution methods, we can solve this equation. From the first equation, and that is our first step. In the second step, X is equal to 120 over N, right? Now I will substitute this expression, this, or is it the value of X in terms of N here, because we are looking for the value of N, right? Number 3, substitute here. Here we have N plus 2 times X. What is X? 120 over N minus 2. On the right hand side, we have 120. Okay. Now, if you expand this, multiply this N by 120 over N. So here we have 120, and N times negative 2. Here we have minus 2N. 2 times 120 over N. So here we have plus 240 over N. And 2 times negative 2, here we have minus 4. On the right hand side, we have 120. On the right hand side, we have 120, right? So now we need to solve this equation. The first glance, as you see here, from both sides of the equation, we can cancel out this 120s. And after that, multiply by n, or let's multiply by negative n, okay? Negative n. If you multiply by negative n, here we have 2n squared multiplies by negative n. Here we have plus 4n multiplies by negative n. Here we have minus 240. On the right hand side, 0 times negative n is equal to 0. Actually, as you see here, we can simplify this further. Then we try to solve this equation. If you divide both sides by 2, here we have n squared plus 2n minus 120 equals 0. Our first attempt is factorization method. Can we just solve this by factorization? 120, can we find two numbers whose product is negative 120 and their sum is 2? Those numbers are 12 and negative 10, right? This one is 12 plus negative 10. So we can factorize it as n minus 10 times n plus 12. That's equal to 0. From here, n equals 10 or n is equal to negative 12. Since n represents the number of people, we do not use negative numbers to count the number of people, so this answer is rejected. We don't need this answer. This is not a suitable answer. So what is n? N is equal to 10. And we know that what is n? The number of students in a group, right? Who actually went on a sightseeing tour. Originally, 10 students were coming to this trip. All right. Example 14. Question 14. A boat travels 12 kilometers upstream and back in 1 hour and 45 minutes. If the speed of the current is 3 kilometers per hour throughout, find the speed of the boat in still water, giving your answer correct as 3 significant figures. Okay, here it says that a boat travels how many kilometers? 12 kilometers upstream and back in 1 hour and 45 minutes. And from this question, some people may understand is the total distance is 12 kilometers, and some people may think that this halfway is 12 kilometers. But here it says that a boat travels. This is all it traveled, right? 12 kilometers upstream and back in 1 hour and 45 minutes. That means that maybe it is traveling from this point. Okay, here we have a water something, right? Here we have point B. And this one is upstream, and this one is, this direction is downstream, right? Traveling from A to B. And from this point, actually traveling from A to B and coming back from B to A, the total distance is 12 kilometers, okay? And the total time taken is 1 hour and 45 minutes. And since when it's going upstream, right, and it's just actually traveling against the stream, so also that is the speed of the current. This will actually slow down the boat, right? So here the current speed is 3 kilometers per hour. So when it's moving up, if the speed of the boat in a still water is, let's say, s kilometers per hour, when it is just moving up, the speed will be s minus 3 kilometers per hour. And when it's moving down, right, it will be quite easy, actually here, s plus 3. This will be the speed of the boat when it is traveling downstream, okay? It's like traveling in the direction of the wind or traveling against the wind, right? So when you're just traveling or walking against the wind, it slows you down. If you're just walking in the same direction with the wind, that means that you walk much faster. And so how do we evaluate the total speed? We just add 2 speeds or subtract these 2 speeds, okay? The total time. So that means that when it is traveling upstream, the time taken is, let's say it is t. At the time when it is traveling down, the time will be, let me just write here, 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Since speed is given in hours, we have to convert this into hours. That is 1 hour plus 45 over 60 hours. Well, that's equal to this one is by 15, 3 over 4, 4 plus 1, and 4 times 1 plus 3, that is 7 over 4 hours. All right, 1 hour and 45 minutes. In hours, it is 7 over 4 hours. So the total time is 7 over 4 hours. T hours already spent here. How much left? 7 over 4 minus T hours left. And this time is spent to move down, right? So now if you write our distance formula, we know the distance formula is average speed times time, and our distance from A to B is 6. In the first case, 6 is equal to speed. It is S minus 3 times T. When it's moving down, distance does not change here. That is S plus 3 times, what is time? It is 7 over 3 minus T. Okay, here the question is find the speed of the boat in still water. So we are looking for the value of S that satisfies these equations. All right. The first step, actually, again, we will use substitution method because here we have two equations and two variables or two unknowns, right? From the first equation, we can express t in terms of s, or we can just make t the subject of this formula. So that's equal to 6 over s minus 3. And substitute in the second equation. If you substitute here, if we have 6 equals s plus 3 times 7 over 3 minus, what is t? T is 6 over s minus 3, right? So we have to solve this equation. And hopefully, actually, this equation that is reducible to quadratic equation, right? First, if we just remove this, s times 7 over 3s, here we have 7 over 3s, s times this, that is minus 6s over s minus 3, right? And 3 times 7 over 3 plus, that is 7, minus 3 times 6 over s minus 3, that is 18 over s minus 3, right? And on the right hand side, here we have 6. Okay, so s minus 3, and here we have 3, and what is the common denominator? And also we can take the 6 to the left hand side. 7 minus 6, that's equal to 1, right? So here we have 7s over 3 minus 6s over s minus 3 minus 18 over s minus 3 and plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. Now here common denominator is 3 times s minus 3, right? So from here, I need to multiply by s minus 3, 7s, s minus 3, minus this one we should multiply by 3, that is 18s, and minus we should multiply by 3, it is 54. This one we should multiply by 3 times s minus 3. And in the denominator, we have 3 times s minus 3, right? And just multiplying both sides by 3 times s minus 3. On the right hand side, we have 0. And on the left hand side, we have this expression. And is equal to 0. But here, we have one exception. We can do that assuming that s is not equal to 3. Because if s equals 3, here we will have 0. Anyway, it doesn't give us any solution. Right? Now, if you just expand this and simplify this, here we have 7s squared minus 21s minus 18s minus 54 plus 3s minus 9 is equal to 0, right? Or 7s squared is 21s, right? Here we have minus 18, that is minus 39 plus 3 minus 36s. All right, and here we have minus 54 minus 9, that is minus 63 is equal to 0. All right, from here we can evaluate our discriminants, right, and solve the equation. And you have the formula, you know how to solve this equation. By solving this equation, we will get that s is equal to 6.52, or s is equal to minus 1.37. Correct? Correct. 3 significant figures. And this is rejected because it is negative, right? This is rejected. So the answer is the speed of the boat in still water is, what is it? 6.52 kilometers per hour. 6.52 kilometers per hour.